All right, Scott Fauble here, one day out from the Olympic Marathon Trials. I think 24 hours from now, you'll be on the course.
Yeah.
So how do you feel your build-up went? Did you do everything you wanted to do?
Yeah, build-up went great. No hiccups. Really solid. I mean, honestly, I know I say that a lot, and I know that's a cop-out for a lot of people, but it really did go very well, and it really went as well as we could have hoped.
Yeah, and you usually run New York and Boston. I know Berlin was your last marathon. Do you tweak anything? Do you change anything for this being a flat course?
I don't think we changed anything for it being a flat course. Like, we didn't go out of our way to run hills, but Boulder's pretty hilly, so yeah, still got hills in there, and we changed things just for the sake of training and not doing the same thing over and over again. Push some fartleks out a little bit longer, but no, nothing specifically for a flat course.
Yeah. Did you change anything with, or will you change anything with your fueling given the sort of issues you had in Berlin?
Yeah, we made some pretty wholesale changes there. Still trying to get in more carbs, lots of carbs, but I've changed products, and I'm trying to take more fluids throughout and just be a little bit more intentional with how we get the carbs down.
Yeah, what product are you using now?
I'm using SIS.
Okay. And you mentioned in the press conference that your mentality's changed a little bit in terms of not putting as much pressure on yourself, that sort of thing. Like, was that a deliberate approach, or did that just come naturally with age?
Well, it's, I mean, I think that's what really led to my struggles at the end of my time with NAZ was I felt a lot of, I had a lot of success in 2019, and I was leading Boston at 21 miles, and I think I was clawing so hard to get back to a point where, to get that feeling again, to like feel that I'm on top of the world, like I'm untouchable. And I think I was forcing it. I was really trying to like go grab fitness instead of letting it come to me. And I think that led me to not a great place at the end of my time at NAZ. And that is one of the reasons I think I had to make a change. I just sort of needed a full reset. And that's been a change I've been pretty intentional about making in the year time since then.
And the 2020 trials, did anything go wrong for you in that race? Like, what'd you learn from that experience?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't race very well. I was a little too lackadaisical on the second lap, but also I didn't have a good block. I got, in the 2020 trials, I was really sick, missed like 2 full weeks of training, like 4 and 5 weeks out. At that point, honestly, could have been COVID, we don't know. It was sort of going around, and I just wasn't right. I just wasn't right physically. I was forcing it. I was trying to convince myself that I was good enough when I hadn't gotten the training in. And so I don't know that if I had raced tactically perfectly, I was going to have the juice to make the team that day.
Yeah. What would being an Olympian mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it would be, look, I am not going to define my career. I've been thinking about this a lot, because like realistically, this is probably my last Olympic trials. I'm 32, 4 years is a long time. Not just as an athlete, but like as a person. I'm spending about half the year away from my wife when I'm training in Boulder, and I don't know that that's sustainable for another 4 years. So I've been thinking a lot in the last couple of weeks about like legacy and what that means to me and what the sport has meant to me, and it's been an amazing thing. And I'm gonna look really fondly back on my 20 or 22 or 23 years, whatever it ends up being, in the sport at various levels. And I'm not going to define myself about whether or not I make the team. Like, that's so reductive and unfair to myself to say like I was a success before I made the team. Like, that's not the case. Like, by the time I retire, I will have had amazing relationships and had amazing experiences, and I've gotten to travel across the world to race, and I mean, I've been able to make a job out of like the thing that I love the most. So it would be really great for me, and it would be really important, I think, to me and to not just to me, but to people all around me. Like, I think there's like a shared dream with my parents and my wife and my coach and all the people who have been invested in this for a long time, but I don't think it's going to change me as a person, and it's definitely not going to change any of the relationships that I hold the most dear. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to race as hard as I can, and I'm going to be as tough as I can be, and I'm going to dig as deep as I can, and you know, do everything I can to make the team, but I don't feel like I'm going to be defined by that. And frankly, I've stopped worrying about my legacy in the sport either. Like, that's something for the outside people to assign to me. It's not for me to assign to myself. And like, frankly, at some point I'm going to be forgotten too, you know, and that's good. That's healthy. I think I'm at peace with that, and I'm okay with that. And all I want to do now is maximize every opportunity that I have left.
Well, I appreciate your thoughts, Scott, and best of luck out there tomorrow.
Thanks.